Hello, scattered sheep, and thank you for tuning in. Now we're going to continue our study in John chapter 15. We are going to start at verse 11, and we're going to read down. I'm using a Bible that I can understand. You can use whatever translation you want. Holy Scriptures, they say the same. And I'm excited about this. I love the Christ. He saved my life. I'm not ever going to forget him. And I love spending this time talking about him on this channel because this is the fruit that I'm bearing. And I hope that it helps people. So we're going to get right in. John chapter 15, verse 11. These things I have spoken to you so that my joy may be in you and your joy may be made full. This is so I want to go over that right there. When you observe Yahweh's commandments and you follow the Christ and what he did when he was on this earth, you will be joyful. You will. I've seen people that have turned their life to the Christ and have turned into a whole new person, proved themselves his disciples by the fruits that they have bared. And the joy that they have is just, you can see it on their face as they age. Okay, so that is a blessing. We're going to go on to 12. This is my commandment, that you love one another just as I have loved you. No one has love greater than this, that someone should surrender his life in behalf of his friends. You are my friends, if you do what I am commanding you. I no longer call you slaves, because a slave does not know what his master does. But I have called you friends, because I have made known to you all the things I have heard from my Father. Now, we're going to go over that. He called us friends. What does that mean, a friend? Someone that you know very well. A friend is somebody that you talk to in confidence. A friend is someone that you can trust. A friend is someone that's always going to be there when nobody else is. He doesn't call us slaves when we know the Christ. He calls us friends. He gave up his life, surrendered his life for his friends, people that know him personally. I have been all in this Bible so much that I do feel like I know him personally. And when I was studying about the Messiah's death, going over it over and over again in all 4 books, it tired me out. It tired me out and it made me sad. But during all that, before his death, I definitely felt like I was following him. I definitely felt like I was absorbing like a sponge. I felt like I was there. I felt like I was there through the whole entire thing, even to his death. And there is no love greater than that, for somebody to surrender his life. And he didn't have to. Everything has free will. God did not make him. Father Yah did not make him do what he did. He wanted to do it for his friends. Y'all that know the Christ, you know what I'm talking about. You know that he's your friend. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Those that you don't know what I'm talking about, I hope that this channel helps you find or helps you spark the fire that starts your journey into following the Christ. I really do hope so, because there is no love greater than that. There is no love greater than that. So we're going to continue. Now, I no longer, in 15, I no longer call you slaves, because a slave does not know what his master does. But I have called you friends, because I have made known to you all the things I heard from my Father. That's Yahweh. So now we're friends. You did not choose me, but I chose you. And I appointed you to go and keep bearing fruit, and that your fruit should remain, so that no matter what you ask the Father in my name, he may give to you. These things I commanded you, that you love one another. If the world hates you, you know that it has hated me before it hated you. Now, let me tell you, this is something that I'm going to testify about. There is a bad side to becoming a disciple of the Christ. Okay? And he's telling us this right now. He chose us. We didn't choose him. So not everybody is chosen to be a disciple of the Christ for one reason or the other. Maybe it's not their time to be a disciple. Maybe they don't like the Christ. Okay? However, when you become a disciple of the Christ, these things will happen to you. The world will most certainly hate your ways. I'm telling you that right now. The whole entire neighborhood hated what I was talking about on this channel. They hated it so much, and people don't believe that it was over what I was saying on this channel, but trust and believe, that was part of it. That was definitely part of it. They didn't like the conversations I was having in their cafe about the Christ in the Bible. The world truly hated me. I don't have any friends. I don't have any worldly friends, because I don't want to be worldly. I'm trying to get out of that. I don't want to have drinking buddies. I don't want to have a low self-esteem type of person around me. Someone that no matter what you tell them, they're still going to have that same low self-esteem, because they don't know the Christ. They don't want to know the Christ. So I'm the type of person that the Christ and Father Yah, that's enough for me. I have gotten to the point where the world can just leave me alone, because at the end of the day, nobody likes to talk about the Christ. Nobody likes to be bold about the Christ. The Christ is fading away into history. And it's just going to be in a world religion history. He's just going to be in a world religion history book. The Bible could just be something that the scholars use as an artifact, because people like to think that the Bible doesn't mean anything anymore. What does it mean? It means nothing. It's just a book that man made. And I just disagree with that. If you listen and you observe and you study it and break it apart, it will start to change your very soul. People don't want to change their souls, scattered sheep. But we do. But know that the world hated the Christ. That's the one you want to follow. That's the one we want to follow. So just know the world will hate you. You want to know why people want to hate on you so much? For no reason or one reason or the other. It's because of that joy Yeshua spoke of. When you try to follow his commandments and reform yourself, there's a joy about you that nobody can understand. Why the hell are they so happy when they got all these problems and financial stuff and all this, and their life seems depressing from the outside? Well, it's because we have found the Christ, and that makes us happy. And people don't like to see other people happy. I have lost friends because I was happy, even though things were down, because I took my friendship to the Christ and not to a human being. I know the Christ will not betray me. I know the Christ will always steer me in the right direction. And I also know the Christ wants to bring me up. As for man, I don't really know. Everybody is worldly. There's not a lot of people out there that I can talk to that is bold as me about the Christ. Someone that's not as flashy. Okay? Someone that's real. There's not a lot, and you're going to feel that way as you become a disciple of the Christ. Your friends are going to start knocking off like flies. That's one. All your friends are going to start knocking themselves right off. Father Yah is going to overturn every stone, and you will be hated, and people will be jealous of you. Take your friendship to the Christ. He's the best friend you could have. He surrendered his life for you and everybody else. And like I said before, this channel is about Father Yah and the Christ. And if you have made an enemy of Father Yah and the Christ, just get off my channel. Don't listen to what I'm saying. Go to the entertainment that means nothing. That's the broad and spacious, MTV and all that other madness out there. Because at the end of the day, it's not going to give you everlasting life. You don't even have to look at this channel, but I encourage you to read the Bible. Because that is the way to go. That's the best entertainment you could ever have. Thank you so much for listening and tuning in, and have a blessed day. Scattered Sheep.